Mark Rose here, Chiller Theater, October 2010, Autograph Magazine, with the lovely, the gorgeous Sandahl Bergman. Hi.
Thank you. Hey,
you look great.
Thank you so much.
You look so wonderful. I'm such a fan of yours.
Oh, you're a doll.
I'm almost tongue-tied.
He's my Richard Dreyfuss lookalike. we were chatting about it earlier.
They were rubbing my head for luck for the lottery. That's what they're really doing. You have done so much in your career. You still look incredible, like you were acting yesterday, and you've done so much.
Thank you.
But how did you get your start? How did you get that acting bug?
Well, actually, I started out as a dancer, and dancer and singer, and so I initially went to New York and was doing Broadway musical theater and commercials. You know, you do a little bit of that, and then
At what age? When did you kind of get into that?
I'll tell you when I started. I professionally started working at 14.
Wow.
I got my equity union card.
Outstanding.
So I've been doing this a long time.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I have been.
Right on. But singing, dancing?
Singing, dancing,
What type of
acting.
dance do you like the most?
Well, I was classically trained, very classically trained. But I like all kinds. I tap, I do jazz, not acrobatic, but all kinds of dance.
You could if you want.
Yeah, but as a ballet dancer, they don't like you to take acrobats.
I hear you.
But, and then really what happened to me, what happened where film really started to open up for me was after I did all that jazz.
Right.
Then
Right
I actually was in Los Angeles on vacation, got evicted from my apartment because I got the movie Xanadu, and I couldn't go home.
Oh my
and there was no sublet clause.
Right.
So I was homeless, so I said, well, I guess I'll stay in LA for a while.
Yeah.
And then LA just took off.
What a good,
took off.
I mean, the bad turned it so good, much good.
Turned great.
I gotta know, Red Sonja, all those things. How was it working with Arnold? How was it working with the Governator? Gotta know.
Well, he's a prankster.
Is he really?
You know, oh yeah, a for real prankster. And
so what kind of stuff did he do with you guys? Or you personally?
Well, he just always was, you know, a very, very funny guy.
Right.
You know, and he's known for that. So he was just really, actually, a lot of fun. You know, when you're working on a film, it's a really long, intense hours.
How long was that shoot, that particular one?
That shoot for us,
Months and months?
Yes, we were in Spain for about 4 months, 5 months.
Wow. That's amazing.
And that was the first time I'd ever been to Europe. So, you know, when you work on a film and it's a long time, it becomes your family.
Right on.
So we all were very, very, very close.
I'm sure.
And
did you have to have a lot of training for that? I mean, you were in outstanding shape, as you still are. But what kind of training did you really need for that?
Well, we did. The director had us work, learn with martial arts. You know, I studied kendo.
Wow.
And working with the actual sword. And then they had me with a stunt coordinator.
That was
I was
a heck
ring.
Of a sword. My goodness.
Oh yeah, that was a real sword. That wasn't a fake.
Really?
Because he didn't want a girl looking like a dumb girl, you know.
Right.
Like he said, I don't want makeup, lipstick, lip gloss. I don't want a fake sword that looks like hair. You know, he wants the real thing. So yeah, there we go.
And that's the real thing.
And
that looks so good. Very good.
I almost lost my finger doing this movie.
Oh, well, you said it's a real sword, my God. So
yeah. So in the movie, a lot of the movie you'll see, like in some of these photos, you'll see finger guards on the sword. After a guy almost cut my finger off, they put finger guards.
Holy cow.
So the sword couldn't
Yeah, you don't
and
want
that's
that.
what happened. So.
Unbelievable. You did a great job with that role.
Thank you.
What's one of your favorite? Oh, yeah. I mean, but for you personally, I don't know, you've done so much. What's one of your favorite bodies of work that you really enjoyed?
Well, I love Conan because it was like the sets were phenomenal.
Yeah.
The costumes were phenomenal.
Do you find a lot of fans really, I mean, here at Chiller, really like that one particular role?
Oh, yeah. And it's a generation movie. I was 6 years old, you know, when my dad introduced me. And now he's a dad. And now, my daughter, I just showed it to her the other day.
Look, yeah.
But
I mean,
it was a great project because it was like being a kid playing make-believe. I mean, when you're in those costumes and...
How did you get that? Did you audition, or did they come right to you for that role?
Actually, the director, the film All That Jazz had come out, and saw the segment I did in it and said, "Oh my goodness, who's that girl? I want to meet her."
Right on.
And I went to meet him.
That's not because of the song TNA or anything, right? I mean that.
Oh no. And so I went to meet him to read for him. I was there half a day, probably 3-4 hours, and when I left, I got the job.
Unbelievable.
He said, "Oh my God, you're the girl. Where have you been?"
Right on.
And I left, and I was driving back over the hill in Los Angeles, and I got in a car accident because I was going, did I get a movie?
Yeah.
Did I not get this movie?
Oh my
But I didn't
God.
screen test for the movie, but did I get it? But he said I got it.
Oh, wow.
And then I hit these two ladies in front of me.
Unbelievable.
It's a funny story.
Sounds like a Geico commercial.
And I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm just excited. I think I got this movie." And this older woman said to me, "Oh, great. Who's starring in with you?" And I said, "Arnold Schwarzenegger." And he goes, "He's not an actor. Must not be a very good movie."
Yeah, because everybody saw the Terminator. I mean, he's got, what, a couple lines in
Yeah.
that.
So
that's
that was a
amazing.
funny experience,
Good
but it was
deal.
great.
Yeah. you
And
did
then,
a
of
great
course, I
job.
loved all that jazz because Bob Fosse's my mentor.
Oh, of course, sure.
And
yeah, my girlfriend's real into that.
Yeah.
And I am too.
Yeah.
I mean, because of that. I've been enlightened into that realm of film and music. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you did an incredible job with all that.
so that was an experience because that movie was controversial because it was autobiographical,
Yeah.
and it's also ended up to be such a classic. So
It is.
I just kind of feel very fortunate
But
to have been
everything
in.
you've done
Yeah, it
has
has
really
been.
been classics.
Yeah,
They're classics.
I'm pretty. That's what kind of makes me feel really proud.
And now the fans coming up, and obviously we're all fans, to see you signing autographs and being in these classic, iconic roles, how does that make you feel, people coming up and, "I remember you in this, and please sign this"? How is that for you?
Well, I never wanted to come because I went, I just have this showgirl mentality, kind of like, yeah, I did that, now what?
Right.
I tend not to be a person that, oh, I did this, wasn't I great? I'm kind of like, yeah, that was good. Like, my friends used to laugh because I won a Golden Globe Award for Conan.
Right.
And in this apartment I had,
That's right, I forgot that you did.
I had a door that wouldn't stay open. And I used my Golden Globe Award as a doorstop because it's marble and it was the heaviest thing I had. And my friends would go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, that's your Golden Globe.
And I said,
Wait, you didn't have the sword for that? Just kidding.
"Yeah, I couldn't prop it open with that." That I needed to put in the window for burglars. Like,
Do not
stay
enter,
away.
Right. But your
I'm
Golden
like-
Globe, that's very cool.
So my friends would laugh about that, saying, "I can't believe." And
That's
I said,
so funny.
"I don't know, it's the heaviest thing I have."
And you did, right. That's awesome.
so that's-
well, you've got such a career. You're coming out to shows. How many shows have you done coming out and meeting the fans and signing autographs?
I've done one big one and one little baby one. And
So far in your career?
yeah, my
doing
whole
this?
career, I've never done them.
Okay.
So that's what's
So
been
you're
fun
kinda
for
new
me
to- yeah.
is when people come up and
Recognize
and
what
they,
you do.
they tell you things that I haven't thought about in years.
Sure.
And so it kind of takes me nicely down memory lane,
Good, and it
where
shows.
on a daily basis you don't usually do that,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
So
really.
you're probably excited coming out to the shows and knowing you're going to get to talk to the fans that really love you for these roles.
Right.
And get to get that personal autograph.
And the first show I did, somebody said to me, "What was the most exciting thing?" And I said, "Well, who cares about me, And I said, honestly, the first person that came to my table to ask me for an autograph,
Awesome.
because I was nervous about that. I said,
Yeah.
who
you're,
cares?
You're right. I mean, we were watching you coming in, and you're just right forward. You're right in there with the fans.
Oh, yeah, I
You're
love
doing-
it.
you're
I
just-
really like
you
it.
Great interaction.
I'm a people person,
You
so
are.
it's
You
really
are.
fun for me to
Very cool.
talk with everybody about their experience,
Yeah, because everyone's got a different experience with your various iconic roles. That's awesome.
And I had a very fun experience once in Los Angeles. It was by the beach, and I was leaving late at night, and I got a flat tire. And I pull my car into this gas station and call my sister and say, "You got to come get me. I'm going to leave my car." I call the next day, and I say, "Excuse me, I left my car there, sir. I need to have my tire changed. What's your name?" "Sandahl Bergman." He goes, Don't give me that shit, miss. I know who Sandahl Bergman is. And I said, okay, go into my car and look at my registration. And he was like,
flipped him
so
out.
when I'd go in, the whole garage in the gas station was all posters, and he goes, Sandahl, this is amazing. I play Conan, my wife plays you,
Oh,
my
no
son
way.
plays Subutai,
Oh my God!
and of course I got my tire for free. That was the plus.
You got to work it, girl, and you did it.
But this guy gave me such, no, you're not.
Well, you know,
And
he
you
felt
should be
bad.
ashamed of yourself for
Right.
saying that.
It's good that he felt bad for that, because he didn't, by voice and who are you, and then, yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. I mean, that was like one of my funniest stories.
That's a good one.
You
That's
know?
a good story.
And when I walked in, I saw all these posters of Conan, and I was like, do you fix cars here, or are you a movie person? You know? So it was
Very
funny.
cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Are you going to be doing more shows now, continually coming
I
out?
don't know.
Well, where do you live? Are you
I live in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And I was in New York for 10 years, in Manhattan. And then I've been in LA actually since 1981.
Wow. That's a long
So I've been
time.
there. And the only reason why I stayed in LA was because I started working. Like when I was there, I got Xanadu.
Yep.
And then I got Conan.
Amazing.
And then I started doing some television stuff.
taking
So
off
the
for you.
world just sort of like opened up in a
Good.
different way,
Good.
which was kind of great.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to do 8 shows a week again for another 10 years.
Nice.
You know, so it was-
Nice. Well, there's a lot of autograph conventions all over the country, all over the world, and fans just love coming out and getting that one-on-one autograph.
they do. They really. I can't believe how patient they are. You know, because I've tried to I try to chat with who's ever. Because I'm really honored that somebody would come and
Sure.
say,
But you got
"Can
a
I give you
line.
some
I
money
mean,
for
you get
a?"
line?
Yeah. I mean, it's been really nice. So
Good,
I mean,
good.
I'll do it. You know, on occasion. It doesn't make me terribly comfortable. You know, saying, "Give me money for a picture."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's not a comfortable position to be in.
Understood. But it should make you feel good that this is fun, a job, a business, and you're connecting with fans that really grew up and
Right.
loved everything you did.
Right.
And I write for Autograph Magazine, and that connection of meeting you, shaking your hand, and like I remember you, it's that personal touch. And it
Yeah.
should touch you to touch them.
It does. It
And
makes
I'm
me
sure it
feel
does.
really, really good. Really,
Good.
really good.
Good.
And you know, and I'm pretty good. I remember people. You know, people will come back again and they'll
You
go,
have that good
"How can you
memory,
remember?
yeah.
How can you remember?" And I said, "Because what people make an impression on you, and that's how I remember people. Like,
Good.
if you don't make an impression on me, I won't remember
Out of
your
mind.
name or
Out of
your
sight,
face.
out of mind.
But when most people do, and you kind of remember.
Oh man, that's great.
So.
Well, let me ask you this, because I don't want to take a lot more time, and I know that we're running out of tape. For you personally, what do you like to do downtime, off time, when you're not working or out signing? What do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies?
You know, I never had any hobbies because people said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I take singing lessons, I take dancing lessons, and I take acting lessons." And those are my hobbies, I guess.
Amazing.
You know, I was never a skier. You know, but what I really like to do now is I've been teaching a little bit of Fosse's work.
Oh,
So
wow.
sometimes I will teach like a master class.
Oh my God.
And come
She's
in and
moving out now. She's going to move out on me and come live with you.
And so I will teach younger people because I went, that's my payback. I come from a different generation of dancer even actors, so to say. I mean, films are very different. Now it's all special effects.
Right on.
And like Conan had special effects in it, but it wasn't a special effects movie.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what you saw is what we were doing.
Exactly.
And so that's sort of something I've enjoyed doing,
Nice.
which has sort of become my hobby.
Good for you.
So I'll do that.
Good. Now,
And I love doing that.
One more thing. If you could, yourself, get an autograph from anyone that you don't have, living, dead, fictional, fact, any character, who would you want an autograph from?
Oh my God, that's a really, really good question.
I have to ask that because that's so many people collect so many autographs. And
They do. I'm trying to think somebody. Because I have a lot. One of the
Do you
people I
really?
would have said
So
was
you
Katharine
collect.
Hepburn, but
Really?
I work with Katharine Hepburn,
Right.
and she drew me a hand drawing of herself
Wow.
and gave it to me as a gift
Unbelievable.
afterwards. So
you probably
I've
have
worked
some
with
nice
so
stuff.
many, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you have gotten to be with the people that you.
I'm not really too much in awe of, I guess, show business people because I know what it is.
And you've been in the
and
biz.
it's not really a glamorous
Sure,
business. If
sure.
you're really in it,
Yeah.
it's quite not so glamorous.
Understood.
And so I can't really, off the top of my head,
That's okay. I mean, there's so many
I can't
people
really
out there.
think of.
I know it's a put on the
I
spot
mean,
type of question. It really is.
it's just I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Well, just to know you've got the Hepburn thing going on, that's gold. I mean, that's
yeah,
like
I mean,
wow.
I've got to work with some really
That's
terrific
amazing.
people, so
Now,
and
can
been
you-
around them at least.
Can
So
you call Arnold right now and send that picture and have him sign that for you? Would Arnie do that for you, or is he too busy with California to do that?
I probably think he's too busy with California trying to get the hell out of there.
That's right.
At this point
it's
in
time,
time.
right? It's time for him.
And we'll probably see him. I have a feeling probably back in the movies again.
That's what I think he wants to do.
Because he's
He
a
needs to
man of
call
the limelight.
you.
He's
needs
a
to
limelight
know,
guy.
But he needs to know the shape you're in, the acting prowess you still have, the passion
that's
you
so
still have.
sweet.
A guy
I love
needs
you
to
for
call
that.
You.
That's so sweet. Thank
You were so great interviewing with me. And do you have a .com or anything we can promote for the readers and fans that read my column? What would you like to say to the fans or readers? Anything that you could. You know,
Well, I just recently sort of got on Facebook, so I'm not really that kind of website, you know. I'm not a sitter.
right. But when you're there, you can dabble.
Yeah,
in-
every now and then, you know,
Right
I will do that. But
Good
I
deal.
tend to not be a sitter at the computer. I'm more of an up and active
I can
person.
tell you are.
Yeah, I am.
Good.
So I would just say, look for me coming up. You know, I'm in the process of getting a new agent.
Good.
And I'm exploring kind of jumping back into maybe doing a few more things
What I'm saying
in this
is,
world
after
again.
This, could you email me any projects that you'd like me to put
I certainly
online?
will.
'Cause
I
I'd love
certainly
to promote
will.
anything you got going on.
Thank you so much
Thank
for that.
you. You're
Thank
wonderful.
you. You're wonderful.
Thank you, Sandahl Bergman. Wow.
Okay, bye-bye.